backbone is a lot more than standing up for yourself. Having backbone is the ability to stand strong during a turbulent wind. And that turbulent wind being the things that you deal with that are adverse. The things that challenge you, or the people who challenge you, because let's be real, like if you in corporate America, there's gonna be a lot of people challenging you. But I need y'all to remember that when they do challenge you, they're not challenging you, they challenging the sometimes the department that you are a part of. So they're not necessarily you centric. They're not even thinking about you half of the time. The only thing they're trying to do is get their job done.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build the game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy, Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're back in the lab once again at 4:19 a.m. on this lovely Friday morning. Not Thursday morning, but Friday morning. That was my fault yesterday. I was up. The thing was, I was up, but I laid down. I laid back down, and that was all she wrote. But yeah, before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. We just want to give y'all that motivational advice, that inspiring, encouraging message to get y'all through the day. Because, like I said, we do love y'all, and we want y'all to be better than y'all were yesterday.
No question. How you been, man?
Been pretty good, man. Since this is gonna be a very transparent episode, so the interviews that we did have, the jobs fell through. We did not get those. And it's crazy because me and Courtney got the message on like the same day, different times, but the same day. And we both had the interviews on two separate days, so it was. It stung a little bit. We took something on the chin, but we're gonna keep it pushing. We still got plans in the work that are gonna definitely, take us to the next level. So we're still moving forward.
Sorry to hear that. You're saying like you were looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, getting paid basically double, and then that somewhat freedom. It was gonna definitely be like 5 days that I'd have to work, but like depending on the routes, you could get off at like anytime. Like once you get your stuff done, they really don't care. Like it would have been like a whole bunch of freedom. You ain't got too many people like breathing down your neck. As long as the product is getting where it needs to go and people are happy, it's really no reason for them to come down heavy on you for anything. No micromanage. It's literally just you. I mean, you're still the face of a brand, but like it's you. Like it's just you in the truck working.
You
So,
get an assessment? Tell you why?
No.
No.
Yeah, same thing with Court. Court got an email saying due to business reasons, due to business changes or something, they won't be moving forward with her applications or something. They hit me with the thank you for showing interest in our
Thank you
company.
for applying, but we regret to tell you.
Yeah.
We regret to inform you that
We will
you
not
are
be
no
moving
longer being
forward.
considered. You are no longer being considered for this job.
Yep. Yep.
I think that's
Man.
bullshit. for them to like make up a reason, Joe. Tell me something like
Facts.
like did you not like the way my eyebrows were shaped on the Zoom call? Like,
Yeah, Courtney had it worse because like the guy she had the interview with, like he basically like sung her praises. He's like, I really interview went really well. You know, you gave really great answers. You
mm,
know, expect to see an email. You know, in the next following days and whatnot.
oh, see, that's the thing. He didn't say expected what this year in it.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah,
And she said that too. She was like, I was expecting an email, but not this one. I know. It's all right. It's gonna be all right. We got
man.
this. Smile.
Everything worked out the way it's supposed to work out at the end, man.
Oh yeah. Man, you looking grainy. All right. But yeah, what about yourself, man? How's everything been going?
Everything's been going good, man. I'm still managing to balance school and my work and stuff like that. Like,
Hmm.
uh, um, I had to I realized I had to sacrifice a little bit more time than I wanted to, but
Yeah.
like, what can you expect with that, right? So, um, I'm blessed enough to still be able to do both things and allow myself to work in each of these different categories of life. So like that's something that I had to sit down with yesterday and just like kind of think about. Like I've been doing a whole bunch of like extracurricular activities too. So like it's not like I don't have time to do it. It's just that I haven't made time to do it. So um the fact that I can still write, go to school, and work a 9 to 5, bro, like it only shows that that man can do whatever man thinketh. And even
Hmm.
though it ain't ideal, because I would much rather not be, writing a paper about some stuff that that I've been researching pretty much for the last 10 years of my life, stuff that I already know, stuff that I already been looking at. Like right now, I'm in a business class, a business leadership class. And like, for the most part, like my last assignment, right, they just had us like part of our reading, like, how classes do textbooks and stuff, bro. But
Yeah.
this class, they had us reading, but they had me reading from a article from some junk called incorporated.com. Like it was just an article, like the 12 best personality traits or 12 intangible uh, uh, personalities for a leader, like successful business leader. And I'm like, bro, I've been reading stuff like this, like for most of my adult life right now, man.
Hmm.
You telling me that I gotta go, I gotta go to somebody's professional establishment to prove that, just to get a paper. I spent 4 years just to get a paper to say I know this stuff, and I'm like, man, this it's crazy. Like I'm battling the negative aspect of it. The what's that the corporate the corporate conspiracy part of it.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I'm already looking forward to graduating.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And don't take that what you just said, like don't just breeze over that like that. It takes a dedicated, disciplined person to do what you're doing. Because a lot of people out here, they won't even pursue that or like go for things like that because of they don't have that time management piece, so they don't have that drive to sit down and like just be focused on one thing like that. They always want that that sugar rush or that feel good rush. Uh, and is It's insane because you're doing this to. Yeah, it seems tedious to, but you're doing it to like better yourself, put yourself in a better
I'm talking
position.
super tedious.
And
Super tedious.
it's like it's mad easy. It's mad easy to do, but people don't want to go for things like that because they, I guess, either overthink it or they just, like we said before, they just want it handed to them. Like they don't want to put it could be something like you already know the stuff. You already know the material. Uh you could the situation could be so easy. All you gotta do is show up, put in the work, go through it. But people don't want to do that because they already know it. Like your case, they won't go to school at all. It's like, oh, I already know this. Why am I doing it again? Because they don't know
Man,
you know.
so there's also an aspect of that too, because and I'm gonna add on to what you just said. Like people
Mm,
think they know it. The problem ain't that people think they know it. The problem resolves in the fact that people believe they know it all already.
ooh.
That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Ooh. And it's wild because like a lot of people at work, they are on that heavy. Like just because you've been here for X amount of years, yeah, you might know the ins and outs of the job. You might know everything that goes on at the
Your
ground
job.
level, your job,
Yeah. Yeah. Your job.
but you don't know what the people above you go through. You don't know what the people above them go through, and because your job seems off task just by a little bit, just by an inch, you want to complain at the higher ups, the higher ups, and you just want to take it all the way to corporate. Oh, they don't know what we do around here. They making decisions for us and all this other stuff. And yeah, that's true. They probably don't know what's going on through each and every warehouse. But we have a network standard through all the buildings. Like it's not just us getting hit with this tedious thing that we have to
I,
do
I
each and every
would say
day.
though. I would say though that my job is pretty much my manager's job, but my manager just get the credit for it though. Like I did learn that the hard way. I told you about that, right?
uh, for which
That
manager?
man, that boy Chase was like, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be gone for a week, so
Oh man,
I'm gonna give you and Bree my checklist. So I
wow.
want you guys to do manager level stuff. He gave me his checklist. I looked at it. I was like, bruh, our checklist the same. So what do you do?
Dang,
I said, so pretty much my job, your job is to make sure I do my job. And I got all your work.
basically.
And he like, yeah, pretty much. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, you get to get paid double what I get paid. All right, got it.
At
Because
least
you
he
went to
honest.
college. Because you
At
went to
least,
college.
and I don't even think like they be going to college for like the position they in.
Oh
Like
hell no. Oh hell no.
that's what gets me.
Nah, bro. Hell nah, bro. I was like one dude came through. He had a history major, bro.
How does that transfer to the
It
what
don't. It
what?
don't, bro. It's just the simple fact that you went to college.
That's wild. That's but anyway, uh, that's crazy. But I do appreciate like seeing you put that time in. Like it's gonna seem very very negative at the beginning because I remember I wanted to do mechanical engineering, right? So I'm sitting there taking all these math classes, all this other stuff. And then one day I'm just sitting there in the lunchroom at the college. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? Let me look up a video of like what actual mechanical engineering do. Cause I'm thinking, they get their hands dirty, they're working on engines, they're working on small machines and all this other stuff. Actually look at what they do. It's like a tech job. Like all they do is like math each and every day. They calculate things. They just on the computer, almost like being a data analyst. And I was like, what? And like the highest level of math they're doing is probably like maybe calculus, maybe pre-cal or something like that. And I'm like, So what am I taking all these advanced math classes for if mechanical engineering is this? Like what is happening here? What is all this extra stuff? Like if I'm going for like a certain major, and this is like the $1 million question for ages. Why are we taking all this extra stuff if my major is XYZ?
Yeah,
Why
bro.
why am I want to be a veterinarian or something. So why am I taking advanced math like trigonometry? Uh Gotta take a history. I just want to make sure dogs aren't sick. Like what are we doing here? But I guess it made sense to somebody. That's where all this detailed curriculums and credits are.
That's big school for you. That's a
Now,
little college humor, I guess. I don't know. They got the big pharma. They got big school.
it's a big school. And that's all college is a giant school. You got all these teachers, all these professors. That they're not teachers, they're professors, college professors,
I know what I'm
and all
saying
this
though,
other
bro.
stuff.
Like
And
they just want you to. They say like in order to have a certain degree, you got to have a certain number of credits, bro. They just want
mhm,
you to get some credits, bro. Like that's all it's about, bro. It's like how many
yeah,
credit hours did you go to school for this degree, bro? That's all they really care about, man. Like when I realized that that's the thing that made me hate what I was doing more than anything
yeah,
else, bro. The fact that the only thing that they care about is the credit hours. The fact that you
logging
can say you
hours.
went to college. The fact that and then when you say you graduated from that college after getting those credit hours, it's almost like having a double degree, a double major, bro. It's crazy, man.
Like I
Crazy.
said, it made sense to somebody. There is a good aspect of it. If you do go that college route, or if you are a person that's looking to go that college route, uh, there are a lot of goods from it. You do get the experience behind your name. You do get the uh, the accolades. Um, you do get that behind your name. Now whatever job you're going for, if they look at that or they don't look at that, that that's out of the ballpark. That it's up to what you applying for. Uh, but you do get the experience, you do get the knowledge. It is a place to go for something. There is good that comes out of that. But
Mhm.
it's all up to whatever you're going for. Uh, College could be for you. College could not be for you. There's people that are successful out here that take both routes. Uh, there's people that are successful from being college dropouts. It's all on your work ethic. It's all on your grind. It's all on you. Like
All
you
right,
can
man.
make it work or not.
All right, now let's go ahead and slide to that topic, bro.
I want to waste a little bit of time, but all right. So, uh,
How much time you want to waste? It's like
nah,
you
we had a pretty good time. We got like 20 minutes in. We do the little pre ramble thing, and then we dive deep into
for
the
sure.
topic. So this topic is from me. Um, I got like a small little story. Um, so recently there's been, well, not recently, but it was a while back. Things going on at the job. We had a incident with uh one of our coworkers. Uh, she had an incident with my girlfriend Courtney. Um, and in the end, it led to Courtney being fired. So, she took that pretty hard. Um, like she was boo-hooing. She probably gonna hate me for bringing it to the podcast. She was boo-hooing, and I was just like, it, you weren't really, you know, using the job for its full benefit. So like, it's kind of okay. Like you were there for a good little minute, and to see them kind of like just drop you out the blue like that. It was probably for the best. We're gonna get a silver lining out of this. Further down the line, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough in the first couple of months or whatever. But we're gonna get through it. Trying to talk her down off the ledge and whatnot, whatever. But like in all of that, like you feel a certain type of way. Like someone close to you has been hurt, and like it makes you feel a certain type of way. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's like, is it okay in that situation to seek revenge? Because it plays in everybody's mind. If someone comes up to you, like spits in your face, or like just kind of rubs you the wrong way, like you feel something, like you wanna act on those impulses almost, right? But like, what what is considered a I guess like a not a professional, but like a way to handle that? Like, should we want to seek revenge in that situation, or should someone? I don't know. I don't know how to explain.
All right, I think you got to open it up a little bit because I want to know why you asking that for one thing.
Uh, so I see at the job a lot. Like, there's a tit for tat mentality. Like, I feel scorned, so I should not do my job. I should not be the person I've been hired to be, right? Like, we see it all the time. People are doing mini strikes, or they're doing anything and everything to sabotage the job, to basically like take control back or something like that. And I'm like, out of all the things that's happened on my end, I still come to the job, still do my work, and I go home.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's, it's another day. But
Mm-hmm.
like, this situation can happen to anybody else, and it could totally just like derail their life. They're probably come to work cussing at everybody, or I ain't doing nothing because this job is shady, this job is this XYZ,
Yeah.
favoritism, all this other stuff. And I'm like, it's it's another day. Like, the job doesn't know you anything. I
Mm-hmm.
think what really sparked this was, I watched a couple of videos, and the one video that got me was, they were doing this interview on this guy, and it's one of those podcasts where they have like a group of women on one side, group of guys on the other side, and they talking about
Mm-hmm.
men versus women, women, and like rights. This white guy, he's sitting there talking, suit and tie, he's talking or whatever, and he's like, yeah, one of the black females, they were like, oh well, I can't get to a certain point in life because I've been oppressed, or racism is still vivid and all this other stuff. And the white guy's like, no, 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 that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse anymore. If you provide value to whatever company, or if you have a certain skill that is valued, you you have complete and utter freedom. Like, there's no oppression, there's no racism that could stop you. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, well, that's easy for you to say that. You're white. He's like, well, I grew up in the hood. I've had to fight like almost every day to get to where I am, and all this other stuff. And they're trying to kind of like downplay that. She's like, no, no, no. You've been bullied, all this other stuff. Oh, woohoo! And there was a black guy that stood up for him. He's like, no, that's basically discrimination. That's racism. He was bullied, or he was beaten or looked down upon because of the way he looks, or because he was white in a black neighborhood, or whatever the situation was.
Mm.
And
That's deep.
I was like, through all of that, this man shows up, suit and tie, talks respectfully, uh, and he's spitting knowledge. He's trying to get through to these, I could say ratchet women, but they were very, very
They were of
ratchet
a certain
looking.
type.
Yeah.
They were of a certain type.
And it's like, you know, uh, because someone sent it to me, and they were like, yo, what are your opinions on this? And I was like, for real, he's right. Like, through what I've learned through this podcast, and just like what I've been seeing in this journey to be an entrepreneur, like, we have total freedom. I don't understand where we get like this victim mentality from, where because this happened, I should just shut down. I should just be mad at everyone. Uh Even if, or if not, it being my fault. Like I have total control over my life. If someone comes through and knocks me off my course, like there's no one to fault but myself. Like I allowed that to happen. Now there could have been circumstances that I could have taken to, you know, uh not let it happen, or let it happen a little bit slower, but I still had control over that. Like, so why do we get this tit for tat? Like why should I feel like I should, instead of just getting on with my life and just doing what I need to do to get back on track, I'm gonna halt my life. I'm going to come in this job and complain, get rowdy, start a riot, or I could just do the opposite.
All right, so what's the question here? I want to make sure that I attack this one real like a sniper from the rafters. I'll make sure that we go in the right direction for this, because like, first of all, like, kudos for people asking for your advice. Nobody asked for mine. I just lay it on them, and it's just like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to be that real with me. I'm like, oh, you
But
needed somebody.
these friends outside of Amazon. I mean, outside the job. Not a lot of people in Amazon hit me. I mean, not a lot of people at the job hit me up outside of work. So I understand the feeling. Understand the feeling. Which is crazy because at the job they ask a whole bunch of questions about my personal life, and I'm like, we have phones.
Oh yeah, they actually don't want to hear it. This is crazy. It's like the social programming thing, man. It's weird, bro. Like, yeah, hey, how you doing? He's like walking off.
Fact, fact. I got
They
I got
just
three
saying no.
phrases.
But
Three phrases. I got three phrases that can get through any conversation. Someone says, "What's up?" I was like,
not much.
"Yep, nothing much." They say such and such XYZ. I'd be like, "For real?" They explain a little bit more. I say, "Come on." And then once they done, I'd be like, "Man, that's crazy," and then walk off.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, I realize I don't even have to speak to most people, bro. Like, they just come. You have a whole conversation with somebody. It's just them talking.
Yep.
You ain't got to say a word. It's the most phenomenal thing ever. I'm like, yo, how does that work, bro? Like, do you realize it? You're like, yeah, remember we talked? We that wasn't our conversation. That was just you. Like, you
We
could have
just
just went and stood in the mirror in the bathroom and had the same value, bro. Like, come on, bro.
You
Anyway,
could have talked to the wall, the trailer. It would
I'm
have been
saying
just
a
the same.
box, random ass boxes, like anything, the fucking brooch, like anything,
It's
crazy.
baffling. Baffling. Uh,
But
there.
yeah, what's the question, bro?
Oh, all right. So, what type of mindset, like, to relate to business, to relate to, being an entrepreneur, to what should you have when the rug is pulled up on you, up under you? Like, what is the actions you should take? Like,
All right,
just take it on the chin and keep moving forward, or do you, like I said, be like the people at work, get rowdy, get like boss or false it if you have to. Like which one is the boss move, which one is the false
all right. So like the boss of false. The reason why I didn't say boss of false, right, is because there's a lot of gray area here.
move?
Like, you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. You're dealing with people who may not know each other they the way they should know each other when being on
These
a
are facts.
part of the same team, right? So like, I ain't want to go boss or false, because like it's just way too many factors into the whole, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing kind of thing, right? It's like, me personally, I'm more of a, and I love it because, right, like, I get called passive a lot. But like,
No.
It is hilarious, right? Because it's like
Mhm.
I get called passive because I don't respond to certain situations. I don't respond to disrespect in the same way that most of my peers respond to disrespect, right? Like most people, like they get all up in your face. They 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 cause scenes and stuff. They get into arguments on Facebook, and I'm just like, yo, for real. Like Chase said it best. You ain't mad at me personally. You mad at the process. So if you mad at the
Mhm.
process, what the fuck I gotta argue with you for? Like, it don't really make much of a difference, right? Because I got stuff going on. Chances
Mhm.
are what I got going on ain't this. So I'm not about to take one situation from one isolated incident and take it into the next incident. Because what happens with people's minds, right? You get into this mode where something bad happened to you. So every time you get around that person, you start feeling a certain type of way because that person did something once, and now all of a sudden you think that every action and everything that person say is geared towards that certain action because that's what you thinking about. And chances are they don't even have it on their mind. They'd have moved on. They'd have switched focus. They'd have switched gears. They'd have jumped out one vehicle, got into a whole completely different vehicle, and you still chasing this license plate from the vehicle that they drove that one incident that happened to you. So
Mm.
like, oh man, I just watched this joint called Beef, right, on Netflix. Have you seen it yet?
Uh-uh.
I you know who Ali Wong is? Asian comedian. She
Yeah.
yeah, so she in this joint
Oh, yeah,
with the
yeah,
dude
yeah.
Danny Chu. The
Mhm.
name it's called Beef, right? Pretty much like it's an incident that happened in one particular time and space that on both sides could have been let go. And this show gives you a full 10 episodes. And I hope they come back with a second season because I want to see what happened. But it gives you a full 10 episodes of what could go wrong if you take a road rage incident too far. Like
Okay.
that's just the premise of the story. So like and just even with the road rage thing, man, like yo, like you can let it go, you can
Mhm.
move on, and studies show, survey says that if you move on with your life and continue doing what you're supposed to be doing, it disappears anyway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It only comes back because you bring it back.
Yeah. That's almost like the meme. You see it every once in a while a lot. Um, where it's like you're holding on to a rope and it's like kind of wrapped around your hand a
It's
weird
cutting
way.
you.
Yeah. And it's
Hmm.
like you keep holding on to something that's hurting you, and when the best possible answer, the best possible thing to do is just let it go.
Hmm.
Uh, and road rage in general is weird to me. It's a weird concept. I'm like, these people, they got a place to go. They're rushing, you're rushing, and I'm like, after they done pass you, after you done pass them, this is probably the only time you ever see them in your life. Like this
Bruh,
small little
people got shot over it, bruh. Not in the car. Like they got to the destination. Somebody got to their destination and got shot over road rage, bruh.
come on.
It's crazy. I was just telling Alyssa yesterday, man. Like imagine how many people and here's the funny part, right? And I'm gonna tell you the most hilarious part about it. Well, we were doing something. We were driving. We were coming back home, and I sped up and got in front of a car, and I noticed that the car sped up too. Like as I was passing them, like
Mhm.
you going slow already, and then all of a sudden when I come around you, now you speeding up. You got a sense of urgency. So I was thinking, I was like, imagine how many people sit in their car and get mad at us when we driving. And she was like, what are you
Mhm.
talking about? We didn't do anything wrong. And I was like, exactly.
Mhm.
It's just like what you getting at? I was
Yeah.
like, so I'm just thinking about the amount of people that will sit in their car, get mad at somebody else for doing something that they did, and that person they ain't even got a thought about that person. They just trying to get to where they trying to go. This person ain't thought nothing about you. They just doing what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And you get in your feelings, and then all of a sudden they got a problem. Like I don't know how that works.
My thing is, road rage don't even become there. It don't even be coming from people that just drive fast. Like you could be going the speed limit. Somebody come up behind you, and if you it don't matter if you in the left or right lane, cause you doing the speed limit, they'll come around you, flying past you, mad. I'm like, bro, I'm just driving. I'm trying not to get a ticket. Like that'd be my main focus for
Oh, no,
driving.
I
I'm
use them. This is about changing your perspective. I send them out first. Like, all right, you go ahead. I'm not speeding until somebody in front of me speeding. Like I go with the flow of
Facts.
traffic. And I let you go a little bit of ways first because there have been many a times
Mhm.
where I've been speeding and there's a car, that same car that rolled up on my bumper, that aggressively jumped over in the next lane and went around me. And that person got hemmed up before I did. I was like, all right, cool. Call them guinea pigs. Got to use them sometime.
Just that's a weird concept in itself. Also, like people can get mad at you, around you, just for things you do every day, like the simple things you do each and every day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you come to work, you do your job, you go home, and because you just do your job and you go home without a complaint, there's someone looking at you like you're the problem, or
Mm-hmm.
just because you're not showing enough urgency for the situation that's happening at the job, you're a problem. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how does that work? How is
It
this?
don't.
It,
It
it's
don't.
insane. Like you come to us with a problem, and like we give you this simple solution. Just do the work. Don't do the work.
Either way, we get off at 5:30.
Facts. Uh, like the situation I had with a coworker. You know, he's coming to me telling me about like these labor shares that we have. They're just leaving the product there. They're not taking it to the doors. And I went over there and I looked and I seen that they were CPTs, and I'm like, why you ain't take it to the door? So I go over there. I talk to one of our people that's working with the labor shares, and I'm like, look, I don't even know what I'm doing over here. I don't even know how to call this out on the radio, but such and such has a problem. And look, I can take him to the door if I
I
don't
just
know.
don't understand. I just don't understand why like everybody got to be in their feelings about every single thing so much that we can't make things easier by just telling the people that it happened. Like, hey, these got doors. Can I show you? Can I show you how to see where they supposed to go? Like, I don't understand why that don't happen.
Because that's not their job. And they'll say that
And
quick. And I guess it's because I have
let me
that
guess,
vest
Albert.
on. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, dog, I am not your PA or your manager. Stop.
Just want to complain about it.
Um,
It's
facts.
crazy, like because it's like you if you remove all excuses, all problems that's in front of this person, or all perceived problems. Let me go there. Perceived problems.
They'll
It
find something.
almost like they it's almost like they just become nobody.
Damn. Yep. Yep. Because on a good day, this man is just floating. And I'm like, he ain't saying a word to nobody. He ain't talking. He was like that yesterday. I was like, what is going on?
That's terrible. That's terrible. Not good. Not good.
It's not. It's not. It's not. And at
But
the end of
bro,
that situation, like it was a whole misunderstanding. Like they were getting to the door, they were just in the process of closing everything out. They were going, stack all the CPTs right there, and they was gonna take them to the door once they finished with them. Like literally, the problem was solving itself, but because I guess it wasn't happening on his time, or because, like you said,
Well,
that
they weren't doing it
perceived,
one by one.
yeah, they were stacking it.
Hmm.
Now, when Jack was over there, he was just closing them all out, and he was gonna take them to the doors once he finished
Oh,
closing them
so
all
it
out.
wasn't even it wasn't
It
even the
wasn't even
dude
an
from
issue.
the
No,
other.
that's why I was confused. I was like, because I knew the labor shares that were over there. I knew that they had it covered, and I'm like I said, I didn't even know how to come across the radio, or just I was just hopping
It's
over
just
there.
best that you didn't because it was already
Right.
being handled. It was already being handled. That's how you. That's when you walk away and do the pretend boy. You just
Walk away with the radio up to my mouth.
you just walk away with it, and you make it look real good. You change the channel, make it look like you was on the wrong channel, just to give you a little bit more time while you walking away. Yeah, it's like I got you.
That job. The people at that
Bruh.
job.
And I think it's just the culture. Like, actually, no, that's not entirely true because it's people in corporate America everywhere dealing with the same thing, man. Like for whatever reason, we just got this every man for himself mentality that nobody really wants to speak about, and like,
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
I get hit with a lot of, and you know me, man, like. I ain't for it. I'm just being real with you. Like somebody could try that back and forth stuff. Like I had a argument with Jim one time over the day shift night shift handoff situation. So one day, like, cause we kept leaving them bad handoffs, they kept leaving us bad handoffs, and that was back when I was still working with Regina, and like she used to get pissed off about the handoffs and what I mean by handoffs, like folks, we talk about different shifts being like coming in and being able to start off their shift correctly with no mess from the previous shift.
shift.
So like, we'll come in, they leave us some crazy stuff, we get mad. They start sending messages to their manager. Their manager getting pissed off on, and he's supposed to be at home sleep. So he messaging our manager, mad about some stuff. And then when we leave, we get in this crazy ass situation, and things don't go the way they supposed to go. So we leave them a bad handoff, and we like, yo, but with the day I had yesterday, like there was no, I couldn't do nothing. And I'm like, but how you feel like they not in the same situation? So like folks were still talking about the handoffs and they still mad about what was left on the on shift when they left. So folks come in mad, folks leave defeated. The next person come in mad, they leave defeated. And I'm like, yo, y'all realize that we having the same argument every single day. So I just stopped having the argument. I just was like, you know what? I ain't doing it. I'll tell my other folks. They're like, oh, so what do you think? What do you think about this? And I'm like, I'm not answering that question. And they're like, why? Because I don't do tit for tat, and that's all this is. And nobody really understood until Jim came in that one day talking about we need to make a handoff checklist. I lay him out. I cussed that man out until I look. It was, bro. You know I don't be staying till like after it's time to go, bro. But I cussed that man out for a whole 10 minutes, despite the fact that when he said that it was already 5:36. I cussed that man out for a whole 10 minutes, bro. I was like, bro, I'm not. I was like, I don't care who you talk to about this. You just not about to talk to me about this. I'm not about to make no handoff notes to some shit that we know we not gonna be able to. Like, your shift isn't going to be able to handle this every single day. Like, I don't even know why we having this conversation. At the end of the day, at the end of that conversation, bro, I told him, I was like, look, man, you can go have this conversation with Regina, but leave me out of it, bro. I ain't interested. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yo, this day shift, night shift, tit for tat stuff, bro. I don't care. Y'all leave a bad handoff. We leave a bad handoff. We all work here, bro. We all go through the same struggle. We all had the same challenges. What the fuck does it matter? No, I'm not even making no damn checklist, bro. Like, get out of here with that. So, like, and the problem that it created, right? The problem that this situation created, right, was like there was a lot of hostility between the two shifts, bro. Like there was even one dude, bro, who came in. He came in earlier one day to see how we were. I guess he was spying on us, bro.
Mm.
He came in. He clocked in like a whole hour, an hour and a half before his shift while we were still working, and he was looking around. And he was like scoping stuff out, seeing what people were doing, bro. He won't correcting nothing. He won't helping nothing. He was just standing there, just watching, bro. And at the end of our shift, bro, he got on the radio, called his manager when his manager got in and was like, "They shift up to their old BS again." And I was like, "Yo, what BS is that?" And he started talking and saying what we did wrong, and I was like, "Oh, so you were here for a whole hour and a half? You saw this happening. You saw we were understaffed, and you didn't bother to jump in and help?" He ended up getting in trouble for that because he was trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
He was trying to get even, because I guess he felt back to the conversation.
Oh yeah.
He was trying to get even. He was trying to get even because, or he was trying to. I guess he was trying to assert the fact that I know why. He was doing his deep dive. That's what he was doing. He was doing his deep dive, right? He was disagreeing and committing and having backbone. But he he did that because I guess the night before the handoff that we left impacted his night in a way that it caused him to not be able to do his job. So he came in to figure out why, and I guess that was going to get him some brownie points. But you know what I say, right? When you dig in a grave for somebody else, go ahead and bring 2 shovels because you might as well dig a grave for yourself too while you're there.
Yep. So that whole shooting himself in the foot, like that happens a lot. Especially when you have that I guess this is kind of like blind rage that you don't see nothing else but the goal to, I guess, get revenge or to prove a point or whatever you want to call it. Inevitably, you look very stupid at the end when you do things like that. Like, it's like you said, it's almost like you're doing all this for whatever reason. You're trying to get even. You're trying to prove this point. You're trying to uh get over on somebody because they wronged you and all this other stuff. And what you're doing to them, you're also doing to yourself. Like, it there's no ifs, ands, or but about it. There's no getting around it. What you're doing or trying to do to the person, you're just doing to yourself. You're making yourself look bad in most of these cases.
Yeah,
Um,
that's always been the case, bro.
and it's very interesting that you said this person came in and instead of trying to help, he's adding on to the problem. A lot of places, even outside of work and colleges, and I had the opportunity to talk to this young lady a while back when I was on the internship. I don't know how we got on the conversation, but like she had transferred to the school I was interning at, and she was like, "I really like this school better. Her old school, it was very like cutthroat, it was very competitive. Like
Right.
there was it was suffocating. Like she didn't like it. She
Yeah.
almost fell into like depression because like there was no one there to help. It was just you either get it or you don't. Like
Mhm.
everybody was so focused on themselves, like they couldn't offer help. They couldn't. there was no peer to peer study groups or anything like that. It was just grind, 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 grind. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's just so she transferred, and this school was a hell of a lot better. It was a brush, yeah, breath of fresh air for her. Everybody was kind. Everybody was, willing to work with her. There was study groups. There was student um community chats that you can get on, and it's like looking in the work field, looking into just doing anything. Like it doesn't have to be cutthroat. It doesn't have to be so competitive. I don't have to be a video game designer and look at every video game company, every indie developer as competition. I can look at them as help, as
Yeah.
a guide. But a lot of times we get into our own heads, and with anything we're trying to do, uh, everyone's out to get us. Everybody's competition. Everybody is my adversary or something like that. And it's just like we don't have to have that mentality. We don't need that. That's
Mm.
not the way to look at life, because you're going through life like it's a battle royale. It's like 1 versus
You know what
100.
I'm saying? It's like Royal Rumble out here.
I'm like, find your little group, find your little clique, some people you vibe with and all this other stuff, and just excel at life. Like why are we trying to be hermit crabs, pulling each other down and all this other stuff, tit for tatting, trying to get revenge, trying to get over on people. And I'm
Right.
like the dude we worked with that was doing the shirts, for real, that could have been a amazing business that we could have
Yeah.
helped him with. It could have been
Yeah.
a give and take. We pour into him, he pours into us.
Yeah.
Same dude that we tried to like all our business ventures, all our janks. It could have flourished. We could have excelled, helped,
Yeah.
promoted all that stuff, and
Yeah.
just hell through, man. People couldn't get out of their heads to you know accept that we're just those people that just want to help. Like it won't
Hmm.
really about what we could get from it. Is about how we could push people forward, and we just hanging on to the coast, not pulling them down, but like lifting them up, and riding from their success, and they riding from our success.
Yeah, man. I um
Like,
I do have a question though.
what's up?
It's
What's up?
like you brought up the whole situation that happened a few months ago. Like, how do you feel like personally? Like, do you feel like
So Chimp asked me about that. He asked me
of course he did. Bruh. 'Cause you
uh
and I think I know why he may have asked you. I didn't see that coming, but it's expected.
what you mean? Uh, cause I had got sent over there, and how did we get on that?
Oh, he he
Some
steered he steered the conversation very methodically. Uh, He
we,
one of
we
those.
we we were talking about something. I was like, man, chilling, and I was like, Jack might be over later. But be warned, he is pissed. He's pissed because he got sent to the
As always.
So I was what we I forgot how we got on, but I was like, yo, man, I don't have any ill will towards her. Um, like like I said before, like this is literally a blessing in disguise. Like, uh, she did want to go back to college, but I don't think she was like too serious about it. So I don't know if um career choice was even the best fit for her. But it's kind of like I still feel that like you hurt a loved one of mine. So it's like I feel something, but it's not like over the top. Like I have to get revenge, or I have to defend my woman's honor and all this other stuff. I'm like, it's another day. I'm here. Uh, treat her the same. treat everyone the same. You know, I don't know
Right.
too many people that was involved in the situation. Treat Jay the same. Jay be asking if I'm all right. I'm like, yo, I'm good. Like, we don't have to talk about the situation. I'm good. Uh,
She actually tried to have a conversation about it with you.
nah, it just
Oh, okay.
I
I was
feel
like,
like
wait, what?
sometimes when they ask like how I'm doing is geared towards
Nah,
that.
she literally just does that, bro. That's her
With Jay.
you know, we talked about the folks just being socially programmed. That's her social
Mm.
programming right there.
Oh,
It's almost like it's almost like when you see Sana and she asks you, "You doing all right today?" She don't really want to know the answer. She just she don't really want to know. Like it's just how she approaches things. It's like,
that's the wrong question to be asking people at work. Because then
bro,
when they
especially
sit
when
there
you're
and
an
stop
introvert,
you, right? And they stop you and they just go, I I can see the
it's
look on her
hilarious.
face now, just like I didn't no.
Oh, oh, damn. Oh, damn.
That's the wrong question to be asking. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
I remember a little short skinny lady that looked older than well, that looked younger than what she was. She was like real old, had like 3 kids or something. Used to work at Pick. I remember I just walked up to the scene. I said hello. She just laid it on like husband cheating on me. I'm leaving him, getting divorced, and I was like,
Oh,
what?
little short, skinny lady.
Yeah, that used to be in Pick when I first started. This is a
Mm,
while ago. Um,
mm. I
yeah,
don't know. But anyway,
I was like, oh, what just happened? What did I
yeah,
walk
that's
into?
crazy. That's hilarious there.
But yeah,
Yeah, sometimes like at the end, like in those situations, right? I'll direct their energy to somebody else and bring somebody else in the conversation, and then I'll just sneak off. I do it. I do it a lot.
it's like you know
I
who can
got
relate
called
best
out
to
on
this?
it.
Come on.
I got called out on it. It's like, why do you do that? It's like, it's not as graceful as you think it is. I'm like, yeah, it's not meant to be. All right, man.
That's
Um,
why.
right, bro. Like, so, there's so many of us in this society, man. We end up in this little mentality that everything that happens to us, like the feeling that we feel, we gotta share that feeling
Mm,
with other people.
mm-hmm.
It's just good, like you feel like you've been wrong, you've been jaded, but I promise you that at the end of the day, the only person that looked bad when retaliating to a situation is the person that retaliated first, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you, the person that retaliated first is always the person. Because first, like the thing is that the thing that pissed you off, the thing that made you mad, was probably just something that happens on a regular basis. Like somebody did something to you, they said something to you, they called for a certain thing, you got cut off in traffic, somebody paid you less than what you thought you deserved to be paid. Like no matter what the situation is, like the first that perceived first strike is just perception.
Mm.
But the first strike, the the terminable offense, the 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 lawful offense, I guess you could say. I don't really know how to put that. The the thing that could get you hemmed up or get everybody hemmed up is the first retaliation. It's like if I'm minding my business and I did something that you thought was wrong and you get pissed off at me and then you just come punch me in the face. I can press charges and I can sue. Like, that's assault and battery, bro. But like you can't just go tell the police like, yo, but he did this, he did that, he did that. But sir, you punched him in the face. Like they not gonna see that other part, like that thing that you mad about. Like that doesn't even matter. Did you address this before you punched him? Nah. But you
It was
just went and punched him in the
premeditated.
face. Like you just went and punched him in the face. Like you can't do that. Like, but he can't do sir, there's no law against that.
Facts. There's law against what you did. But yep. Yep.
But you just punched the man in the face. Like you can't do that. Like, so for real, I recommend like anybody who have trouble letting things go, they go and watch that show Beef. And Netflix is not paying us. And Ali Wong is not in my pocket in no shape, form, or fashion. But I recommend that if you have a problem with this concept of just turning the other cheek, and like it is not like I like this is my personal belief, bro. It says in the Bible that you should turn the other cheek. Like it's right there in text. It's right there. And I know it's hard sometimes, bro. It is. It's hard. Like you want to act some type of way when you see somebody who did your loved ones dirty, somebody who did you dirty, somebody who cut you off in traffic and they rolled up on your bumper and they flashed their high beams at you to make you get out the way. I have brake checked a few people. I ain't gonna lie to you. I scared the shit out of one dude on 285 last week, bro. He came up on my bumper like that and flashed his high beams at me. He was from Maryland and he was real close. I slammed on brakes. That boy. I'm glad I ain't got tinted windows yet, bro, because I definitely seen all that. And when he rolled past, piss, I ain't even like. I told Alyssa, I was like, look forward. She wanted to look. I was like, look forward. I was like, just mind your business. Act like ain't nothing happening. Cause chances are he looking in our car and he waiting for us not to turn the other cheek. He looking over in our car to see if we see him, so he can. There it is, right there. Because you in your feelings, you decided that you wanted to retaliate. I did it because I thought it was funny. I was like, I can't possibly have a conversation with my man. I ain't got his phone number, so I want to teach him a lesson real quick. He ain't doing no more to nobody, bro. And I promise you, before that moment, he was doing it to everybody. I mean, he was pulling up the folks, flashing their high beams at him, and I seen him from a distance coming behind me, bro. And it's not like the road won't open. He had plenty of open road to maneuver through, bro. But for whatever reason, he wanted to stay in one lane. He wanted everybody to move out his way. So I promise y'all, right?
That's another topic.
Huh?
I said that's another topic.
Yeah.
People can't adapt.
People can't adapt.
Yeah, people can't adapt to change with the to change lanes in general. They just want to stay stuck in their one little lane. They want
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. That's yeah. But if I had looked at him as he was passing me, bro, like if I had made eye contact, there's no telling what could have happened in that situation. It's not that I'm scared. Like I can care less about that. Like I do get protective of Alyssa. Like, but in that moment, the best thing to do was to just keep my eyes forward and pay attention to the road. Because there's nothing that's going on in his car that interests me that much that I had to stop my day or stop my life, for instance, to address while we on the highway and I'm on my way to my destination. Like that person isn't my destination. You got to remember that your destination ain't this person. Your destination is whatever your goal is. So like the thing is like when you're lost, and you have no destination, you entertain things like this tit for tat stuff. Sometimes it is harder than it should be, and I understand that. There's sometimes I want to. And Mark, I get it in your case, bro. Like there are some people who said some stuff to Alyssa that I want to go upside their head too, bro. But the fact of the matter is that I'm not a wrestler. I don't work for WWE. I work for Amazon, bro. Like that's the thing. Like I don't work. I don't work for a top wrestling corporation, bro. I don't work for a boxing a
MMA.
boxing match. Like yeah, I don't do that, bro. Like we work for a logistics company, bro. Like for real. Like I feel you, dog. There are some people who and sometimes I address these issues. Like there was one person when we first got together who was real adamant that they were gonna make Alyssa's life hell, and I had to have a conversation with them, and we ended up squashing it. Like there's some situations like that, but like for real, um, like turning the other cheek is always the best thing to do, bro. Because the only thing you do is get yourself in trouble whenever you decide to act on these emotions, these thoughts, and for the most part, like acting on them don't even change the situation.
Nope, not at all. Damage already been done.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, especially with that situation, it's not just the person that started it, that the whole situation. It was like a group, a collective. It's really the system itself that you could that you're allowed to get mad at, because the system itself allowed the things to happen that spiraled into Courtney getting fired. There was
Mhm.
no uh like there was nothing in place to stop the wrongdoing or stop the the firing process. Like there wasn't nothing she could have done to. Um, nah, because even the investigation, it felt sped through. Like it wasn't. And then even after that, she wasn't the only one that got fired for just something small like that. Like we had two other people from the same department that got fired from, that was like first time offenders, I believe. They got fired.
All right.
So it's like, it's not the people, it's the system.
That's one side of the story.
I
I
guess.
guarantee you I guarantee you that there's a different. I know. We'll talk about that after, bro. We'll talk about that after.
Right, right.
All right. So the thing that we gonna leave y'all with is that we over our time, right? Yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
over our time. The thing that we're gonna leave y'all with today, man, is that having having backbone,
Ooh,
having backbone is a lot more than standing up for yourself. Having backbone
ooh.
is the ability to stand strong during a turbulent wind, and that turbulent wind being the things that you deal with that are adverse.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the things that challenge you or the people who challenge you, because let's be real, like if you in corporate America, there's going to be a lot of people challenging you, but
Oh yeah.
I need y'all to remember that when they do challenge you, they're not challenging you, they challenging the sometimes the department that you are a part of. So they're not necessarily you centric. They're not even thinking about you half of the time. The only thing they're trying to do is get their job done. And you don't necessarily have to put your energy into making sure that somebody doesn't get their job done. That's not your job to make sure they don't get theirs done. So keep that in mind when things go awry. Keep that like and for whatever reason, if you feel like somebody is doing some dirt because they just got it like that, or they how do I put this in a professional way? Somebody, let's say, sleeping with the boss, or some situation like that. If you feel like somebody did wrong on that part, that ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't none of your business. It just keep your head down. Make it. That's a different situation. It ain't got that. That's a whole completely different topic. If somebody did you wrong in business, you ain't gotta go put Yelp reviews online. You ain't gotta, plan a whole coalition to get them taken down, sign no petitions or anything like that. Like, yo, they just doing what they do. But the
Hey,
thing is that when they do what they do, you don't have to align yourself with doing what they do either. Like, we could have definitely had that back and forth with that one dude who wanted to he just wanted to use us for our equipment. He wanted, and then got mad when he set up a Zoom appointment and he didn't show up for it. We definitely could have. We could have went back and forth for a long time with that. We could have went back and forth with the dude who sold us those shirts. We could have done that. Like, that was definitely on the table. The thing is, though, we're better than that.
hmm.
Why argue against something and create a situation for ourselves when we got so many other things going on? We got lives, we got families, we got businesses to grow, we got growth that needs to take place. And when you do things that counteracts the growth, you're gonna feel it on the back end, y'all.
Ooh. Mm,
You're gonna feel it. You're gonna
yeah.
feel it. You're gonna look back at your career, you're gonna be like, man, I wasted so much of my time doing things that I ain't had no business doing. You're gonna feel it.
Prime examples. That script- I don't know the description, but basically, like, yo, what was done in the dark is gonna come to the light. So it's like you ain't even really gotta put energy into those situations like that. Like like the episode we did about, oh boy, Emmanuel Hudson and the whole chosen situation. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel could have been salty about that his entire life. He could have derailed his entire life. He could have made his sole mission to, get even with home dude. But no, he moved on. He's very successful for himself. He's I don't know if he's an actor, but he's on Wildin' Out. He's on a couple of
He's still on
podcasts
Wallet
now.
Out.
Yeah, man, that man ain't going nowhere with Wildin' Out.
Come on, man.
Yeah, he doing real well for himself though. He made after he did that one video with home dude. It made its millions. It got its likes. It did its thing, and he just kept that momentum and kept going. Like, I guess he's a, I don't know what he is,
He a
but
comedian.
he comedian.
Yeah, he considered a comedian.
But like I said, he's doing very well from himself. Like, that situation is probably like, besides that episode that came out where they brought him on there, um, he probably won't even thinking of dude until that episode. And even after that episode, he probably still ain't thinking about dude. He just out here living his best life, doing his thing, without a care in the world, without that wrongdoing, you know, manifesting inside of him. He it happened. He let it go. He gave dude a chance to apologize for it. He was like, "Yo, we could squash it right now. Just apologize." Dude ain't apologized, but that's on him. That's not on Emmanuel.
Right.
So it's like I'm almost like a forgive and forget situation,
Mm.
and you ain't even have to, forget about it. It could still be something that, I mean, don't hold on to it, but just
Nah, yeah, forget it, bro. Forget it.
forget it
Forgive and forget.
entirely.
The Bible said forgive and forget for a reason, bro. It's a reason that you're supposed to forget about it. Because if you don't forget about it, you're gonna, like I said earlier in the episode, you gonna keep thinking about it every time
Mm,
you see that
yep,
person, and then you're gonna make your decisions based off of
that
the
that yeah,
feeling that you got every time you thought about it when they first did it, bro. Like, the feeling
that
stays the same. So you gotta forget it. like as crazy as it may seem, like and I keep having this conversation with Alyssa about her family, bro. Like she wanted to hold grudges with everybody who did her wrong, man. I'm like, yo,
Mm.
you gotta forgive and forget. And she like, but I did forgive them. I was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, because you still holding on to it. You still involuntarily bring it up whenever
Mm.
you talking to people. Like you gotta let it go, because it's more damaging. And I promise you, with every situation, it's more damaging
Hold on to it.
to hold on to it. But Marcus just said it earlier in the podcast, y'all. He
That
just
rope.
said it. It's more dangerous to grab the rope and hold on to it than it is to just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
If you a masochist and you love to feel pain, keep holding it.
But yeah, yeah. Uh, what we got? What we got coming up, man? We gonna.
Um, coming up, man. I don't have anything coming up as of right now. I
Mm.
am still working on book five. Still haven't gone into book one yet. Book five has now become a has become a whole being on its own,
Okay.
and I'm scared.
So I'm scared.
I'm scared. It is way longer than any other book in the series so far, and that worries me a little bit because and I gave it a little leeway because this one is it's uh, it's the middle of the series, so like it's the point where everything starts to come together, all of the information from the first four books and leading into the last five books, bro. So it's the tying point. And so I knew it was going to be a little bit deeper than just the things that I've been doing so far. But
Mm.
like right now, that joint, I'm on like chapter 34, like, and I'm still only halfway through with the story. So I'm like, yo, something got to give here, because this joint is
About to be a
it's
Harry
about to
Potter
be
book.
big. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Like it's a core series book of 10 books, and I'm like, don't putting 100,000 in like one of them. I'm like, yo, nah, I don't know if that's gonna work. But but yeah, still working on it, chipping it out, man. I'm hoping to get it done before never mind. By the end of summer, hoping to
Mm.
get it done by the end of summer. I know I got a well, that's already passed. Never mind. I did that. Well, no, June. Yeah, June is Camp NaNoWriMo. So I'll be probably attending that. Trying to make sure I get the word count in, man, and get that 50,000. I think if I do 50,000 more, then I'll be done with it. So, yeah, man.
Word. That's what's up. Um, I've been playing in Blender with the Lumen.
Oh
I
yeah.
recently starting on what do they call it? Bendy bone. So like
Oh
uh
yeah.
certain janks I can like give him like bone like movement and whatever. I'm gonna
Movement.
try
Yeah.
to put it in his the arms and the little tail piece jank. Um
The antenna.
yeah, yeah. That way if we wanna get into like animating it, we'll already have that, that piece set up. And then that way we could, do little poses if you want to go that route or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
'Cause that was always the goal, to do a whole bunch of different poses with them too.
Work.
Yeah. So
All right.
that makes it easier.
Yeah, we'll already have that model set up and done with. So that's what I've been working on.
Oh
That's about it. That's all on my end. Uh
yeah, man.
so this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And before we go, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. And we want to see y'all do better, be better, and just be all around great people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so before we go, always remember those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.